Hey everyone, it's Jonathan and welcome back to I Heart Animation. Today we're kicking off a mini-series on the animation of last year, ranking the best movies from 2025 with a variety of guests. I started this idea last year as an alternative to the complete ranking, worst to best, I'd been doing with Katie Fabric, and I really liked the way that series turned out. I thought it was a lot of fun to get a wider variety of opinions on everyone's favorites from the previous year, so I decided to do it again, but refine the idea a bit and spread out the mini-series. So instead of recording all the episodes close together and then releasing them one right after the other like I did last year, this year I'm going to do it more gradually, maybe one a month for a bit, and build up to one final worst to best ranking like I did last year with Larry Chilson. By structuring it this way, I'm giving myself more time to watch as many titles from last year as I can. Plus, I'm going to be asking my guests if they have any recommendations for movies I need to see before we record the final episode. Not only from their top 5, but if they have any honorable mentions that they think more people need to see from last year. I always feel like I'm missing out on things, and I'm sure there's still no way I can see absolutely everything, but this way I will at least get a sense of what people think is the best of the best, and I can try to make more of an effort to get to some of the bigger, more important titles that I may have missed. So, to kick off this series, I'm joined by my friends Rachel Wagner and Stanford Clark. They do an obscure animation podcast on Rachel's channel, and Rachel is a film critic who watches just about every theatrically released animated film each year, so I thought they'd be a great choice to get us started. And just as a heads up, Rachel missed the very beginning, and this was literally the only time we had with Stanford before he was going to be gone for almost a month, so he and I had to get started, but don't worry, Rachel will join us after a bit and catch up. Okay, so you only have 4, right?
I only have 4, and part of the issue, John, is just that I just didn't see enough animated
Me
films
too.
this year.
That's why I'm doing this series, because I'm going to find out what people think are the best ones, and if I need to catch up on some, then I will catch up on hopefully just the best ones.
Good call.
Well, I can go with my number 5, since you don't have a number 5. This one I think is probably going to drop off my list, especially if I find something better. And I know there's at least one out there that is supposed to be really good, so it's probably going to nudge this off. But I have Bad Guys 2 at number 5.
Okay.
Which I thought was fine, but it wasn't as good as the first one.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, I agree. See, I have that, John, as my number 4, as good at the bottom of my list of the ones that I saw.
Okay.
Same. It was fun. I really liked the art of it, the animation style that they employed in the making of the film. I just didn't think it was as good as the first one. I thought the story was a little too much, a little convoluted, and just, I don't know, not as fun for me.
It was fun to see the characters again.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun to spend some time with these characters, and I mean, I don't think it's a terrible film by any means, but just not as good as the first, and for me, the bottom of my list of the films from the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good at the ones that I saw.
At the very least, I can say it's way better than the animated specials they put out on Netflix, because those were pretty terrible.
Yeah, those were bad, huh?
Yeah. Those were probably some of the most disappointing things from the past few years, because I loved the first Bad Guys movie, and then they were going to do shorts on Netflix, and it's like, oh, that sounds fun, and then it was not fun at all.
Yeah, they weren't good.
Well then, my number 4, and this one I know you probably won't have on your list because you had it last year, but this is where I've got The Day the Earth Blew Up.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because I saw it when it came to U.S. theaters because you saw it probably when it was still from festivals or...
Yeah.
I know there's a couple on here that you have had last year that I will have, but this is where I've got the Looney Tunes movie, and I really liked this.
Isn't it fun?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, what a blast!
It's so ridiculous, but that's what you want from a Looney Tunes movie. That's what you want from
Looney Tunes. I just felt like it was so true to the essence of Looney Tunes, and just bonkers plot, fun animation, great voice talent. I enjoyed it so much. I'm glad you liked it too, John.
Yes, it was so much fun, and I loved the alien. I know a lot of people were talking about like, oh, why didn't they have Marvin the Martian? But like, this character is not Marvin the Martian, and I loved this character.
Yes, agreed.
It was like a ridiculous alien version of Yzma from Emperor's New Groove.
That's a great comparison. It was so ridiculous.
And also he loves boba, and I love boba.
Okay, so see.
So what do you have at number 3?
Number 3, I have K-pop Demon Hunters. And, it of course won the Academy Award for Best Animated Film this year. And it's really fun, and I love that it's so popular. You know that people have just rallied around it.
Hmm.
I think a part of it, it just maybe just wasn't necessarily for me. I mean, I'm probably not in the target demographic or whatever. I didn't love the animation, and I thought the story was just so. The music is so super fun. The concept's fun, and again, I don't. I'm not throwing any hate on it. I just like other films more. So that's where I have K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah. Rachel just texted and she's coming on.
Oh, great.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Sorry about that.
Rach.
I thought it was 10:30 for some reason. Sorry.
That's okay. We only just started. Stanford just had four, so I did my number five, then we did number four. We were just starting number three. So if you want to do your bottom three right in a row, we could just knock out all three at once.
Okay. So you all have done one?
For number five, I had Bad Guys 2, and then I know you guys already did this last year, but I've got The Day the Earth Blew Up at number four. I didn't see
Okay.
Day the Earth Blew Up before it came to the regular theater schedule. You guys got to see it early.
And Rach, I did not see that many animated films this year, and so I only picked four. I have just the top four.
Okay. How
So
many do you have, Jonathan?
I had a top five.
Oh, top five. Okay. All right. I got my top five. My number five is an obscure one, but it was excellent. It's called 100 Meters. This is an anime film, and it's about two boys who have a rivalry growing up. They to see who can win the 100-meter dash, basically, and it follows them from the time they're little to they're as grown men, and how this rivalry kind of shapes their life, and it's really good. So
Okay.
that's one worth checking out.
Yeah, I'll have to add that to my list if it made your
yeah,
top
ditto.
five.
That one is actually on Netflix, so it's pretty available.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
That'll be
Um,
easy.
Did
yeah.
you did you see it on Netflix too, Rach, or did you see it in a theater or at a festival or
It,
something?
I had a
A
screener. It was
screener?
in theaters very briefly. I think it had a Fathom event, and then maybe one weekend. Like it was just one of those blink and you missed it movies. It's by the same director, the same animator who did a little movie called Ogukai Our Sound, which was got some attention. Anyway, he has a really cool visual style, and he just really captures these two young men quite well. And you go on a whole like their whole life. You go on a journey with them, and I feel like anime kind of has, I think, this reputation of non-personal stories, that because people pay attention to obviously there's like the Pokemon, all of that side. And then there's also, of course, the Spirited Away, mysticism. There's a lot of those stories, which are great. But this is just a coming of age story.
Hmm.
So it's quite good.
Yeah, it definitely sounds worth checking out. I'll make sure to add that to my list.
So that's my number five. My number four is actually the religious, I guess, animated film David. Last year was the year for the animated Bible film because there were three. There was and I liked all three actually. There was The King of Kings, The Light of the World, which were both about Jesus, which were both like solid, if you want to
Hmm.
something to watch on Sundays with your family. They were decent. But then David, I really enjoyed it much more than I expected. It is very extensive. It's not just the David and Goliath story, which is what I thought. It covers basically the entire book of Second Samuel, and from the calling of David to his confrontation with Saul to the battles that take place and David and Goliath. So I was impressed with how much it tried to tackle. I thought that was pretty cool. And I was actually really impressed not only with the animation, but the songs are actually really good. If it hadn't been such a crazy year for music, I think it might have gotten somewhere as far as the Oscars and stuff. But because they were really good songs and the voice acting really good. It was a very solid. I mean, Prince of Egypt is one of the best ever, but I would say this is like a worthy companion to that if you're looking for something that the only real like flaw I would have with it is like for little kids, it might be a little boring for like little kids, but it was really well done. I was very impressed with it. So that's my 5 and 4.
Okay.
Rach, I'm glad you brought up David because I saw David too.
Yeah.
And I think I was in a time warp because it came out last year, right? I was thinking that I saw it was like in January, which I don't think is true. I think I saw it
Well,
was
it
like
might have
last.
still been hanging around. It came out in December, so it might have still
Oh,
been
okay, so
you might have
maybe
seen it in
it might.
January.
Yeah, that's maybe why my brain was broken on that one. But I agree with you. David was not. It was quite good. I thought the
Yeah.
music was particularly good
Yeah.
and ambitious how much they chose to tackle because I really
Yeah,
thought they
right?
were just going to talk about up to Goliath, and that would be like the climax of the film. But no,
Yeah.
they did a lot. I can't say that I really loved the animation or the production, the art direction, but still definitely a solid effort. And
Yeah. I mean, I think for the budget, for a modestly, I thought I'd be very curious because it was done out of a studio in South Africa.
yeah,
And I think it's Light Studios or something like
yeah,
that.
something like that. That sounds right.
So I would be very curious to see what they do out of it. I mean, it had a made for TV kind of aesthetic to it, which
Yeah.
I guess there's a show, Young David, which is done by the same people. It's the same voice actors, the same everything. And it kind of you can feel that, but
Yes.
I'm very curious to see what they do going forward.
And kind of an approach because it was released by Angel Studios. And it seems like
Yeah.
kind of they like some of that TV crossover, right, or whatever,
Yeah.
how they do their programming. I also, though, I went and saw it with my nephew and his young children, and he's got like I think he's got twins, so like 2 9-year-olds and then an 8-year-old.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, and they all liked it.
Oh, good.
The
That's
kids
good to
the
know.
kids were really into it, and so they thought, well, they're the
Yeah.
target audience in a lot of ways, and so that's great. Or families,
Yeah, because it explores some really
family
complex.
audience.
It explores some complex themes, of war and rivalry and
Yeah,
ruling and what makes a good ruler and envy and just kind of things. Like it's I like that scene where he gets the chance to kill Saul outside the cave.
yeah,
That was really tense.
it's intense. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very fun.
Well
So
done. Yeah, well
yeah.
done.
Yeah, and I went to the premiere. I got all prettied up, but
Fun.
but
Did you
that
get to
didn't.
meet the filmmakers or anything too,
Yeah,
Rachel?
I
Or
did, and I got to interview the voice of Samuel the prophet and young David.
okay,
His
cool.
voice that there, I got to interview them, so that's on my channel. Of course, that doesn't affect my opinion, but it just shows I enjoyed it. That I.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I actually think, last year was a weird year for animation. It was not the best year, but it was an eclectic year. There were some, like I'm looking through my ranking, and if we were going to do like my top 10, I've got quite a variety because like I have Scarlet, Chainsaw Man, Rezu. I have the Bad Guys 2, which I did get to interview the director of that. In Your Dreams, I also interviewed the director for that. Stitch Head, that was creative and fun. The Demon Slayer movie, that was really beautiful. So it was Dogman, that was fun and weird and strange from DreamWorks. So yeah, it's an interesting year for
Hmm.
animation. Neja 2.
Even my top five is all completely different. None of them are like same
Yeah,
genres.
yeah,
They're all just a
that's true.
wildly eclectic mix of titles.
Yeah, I agree. So that's my 5 and 4.
Okay. Well, you texted that you were coming when Stanford was doing his number three. He had K-pop Demon Hunters. For my number three, this is where I've got Zootopia 2.
Yeah, same.
I really like this. I think it would be higher if I didn't have one that you guys had last year, which we'll get to. I'm sure you're going to know what it is. But I really like Zootopia 2. I thought it was a great follow-up to the first one. It wasn't perfect, so it wasn't like it didn't make it all the way to the top of my list, but I really liked it. I really liked the characters. I just thought it was a really fun, creative sequel to the first one. And that's what you want with a sequel like this. You don't want them to be like phoning it in. I think it worked well as a sequel in comparison to Bad Guys 2. Like, I liked Bad Guys 2, but I think this is a better follow-up to the first one than Bad Guys 2 was to the first Bad Guys movie.
Yeah, I mean, Zootopia 2, I appreciated that we got more into the world of Zootopia than we did in the first one, and that they just told another case, like they put them on another case. They did, like it had some metaphor, it had some lessons to learn, but it wasn't as heavy-handed, I don't think, as the first one, which that worked for that time in that movie, but I thought they were a little more subtle in this one, so I appreciated that. With the messaging, it was funny. It was very funny. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it.
I loved it too. I have it a little higher.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
So what do you have for number 2, Stanford?
So I have Alio from Pixar at number 2, and I
okay.
think I'm the only person in America that liked this movie.
I liked it, but it wasn't going to make my top 10 type of
I
liking
just don't
it.
know. I think I was just so smitten by the animation. I thought that the storytelling was nice, and I know that the story got heavily changed from what the original intention of it was, but still, I was a fan. I thought it was a really beautiful film, and but again, I know that I'm the only person in America who liked it. So
I loved the middle. I liked the beginning, and the end was I was kind of meh on the end, but I loved the middle. I wanted more of the alien grub baby. I thought their dynamic was hilarious.
Yeah, I love Glorden too.
Yeah.
I thought it was cute. Like, I didn't hate it. I just thought it was kind of boring. And I felt like it was a movie that was really for like little kids. Like especially everything once they're on the alien planet was all very like, can't we all be nice to each other? And, just very like preschool to me. I don't know. So
I feel like little kids would be bored by it, actually.
yeah,
Especially the beginning and end.
Yeah, I mean, I was bored by it, so I wouldn't blame
Yeah,
them.
and I didn't see it with with kids. So
Yeah.
so that I don't know. I don't know the reaction, and I don't clearly it was not a box office success, and yeah, but I liked
Yeah.
it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
it's definitely worth watching, but it's not one of Pixar's best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Well, my number 2, that's where I have K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay.
Thought it was really fun. I enjoyed the characters, the animation. I liked, of course, the songs. Those the highlight.
The songs. I mean,
Mhm.
so great. I mean, they're so much fun.
yeah. I thought it had a nice heart to it. The journey of the characters. I mean, it's one of those ones you can't really think about it that much because a lot of it doesn't really make sense. That is she the rules of this demon world are a little bit strange, and that she can control it but not control it, but nobody knows, and she's evidently the only person who's like a half demon. That doesn't make sense, and I haven't seen it for a while, so but I didn't really care because I was enjoying the music and the animation and the characters and that kind of thing. So I found it thoroughly entertaining.
I was talking to John Rach before you came on too about it because it was my number 3, but I thought just everything that you said, and I also just love what a phenomenon it became. That was fun. They just have a movie that so many people loved. Kids of all ages were totally into it, and I love that. I mean, that's big people were dressed like that for Halloween.
Yeah, it was 4 out of the top 5 Halloween costumes were from K-pop Demon Hunters this year. Yeah, and Disney didn't have a single Halloween costume in the top 20 this year. Which that's wild.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. Yeah,
that's not surprising because Zootopia 2 wasn't until the very end of the year, and I can't really imagine a little kid dressing up as Elio.
Well, heavens no.
I mean, that's not just from that's just costumes.
Any Disney.
Any.
Yeah. Well, that just goes to show you how much K-pop Demon Hunters took over.
There wasn't a single Star Wars. There wasn't a single Marvel. There wasn't a single in the top 20.
Huh. Wow.
That was surprising to me,
Oh yeah, for sure.
you know? But yeah, it really took over the world. The only thing that irritated me is that I went to the sing-along and nobody was singing. I was
Boo.
like, what on earth? Y'all missed the memo about this whole activity. Like,
Yeah.
the only one singing.
They probably just went because there's no other way to see it in the theater.
On the big screen. But still, that's the whole point, right? As you said, Rachel.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun to see animation, especially from another culture, get embraced. I kind of wish it hadn't had the Netflix tie to it. I wish that they just released it
In the theater.
But it is what it is. So
Yeah.
I might as well talk about it now too, because I was going back and forth, and I'm still not set on what my top ranking is, because my two top ones are so completely different. It's so hard to rank them.
yeah.
So this is one of my top ones. I loved this movie. I've watched it multiple times, and that's kind of rare for me. My top two I've both watched multiple times. Because, like, these days I don't have time to rewatch a lot of movies. So if a movie even gets one rewatch, it's, like, kind of a big deal. But this one I've watched probably at least 3 times, and I'm still planning on watching it a few more times because I've got more people I want to show it to. It's just so fun. The soundtrack is so fun. The music is just amazing. Like, I wish we would get more movies like this. It was just so creative and fun and catchy. The music is so catchy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, the music. I mean,
The music is what made this, because
Yeah.
like the story is
No
just
question.
the story is a bit thin. Like, it's tropes we've seen before, but the music and the characters is just, it put it over the top. Like, the music really does make the movie.
I think that they could be one of those fake bands that becomes real and becomes huge, like the Monkees or something like that.
Didn't they plan some kind of a tour with?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, same.
I don't know who was going to be the band. I don't know if it's going to be the band that played in the movie or if it's going to be new people.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's kind of like Spinal Tap or the Mighty Wind, or just some of these, like the soundtrack of the fake bands becomes more popular than the movies itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I might as well just say my number one, or the one that's kind of tied with K-pop Demon Hunters, because they're both, I was going back and forth on where I wanted it, but you guys had this last year, but Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul.
Oh, okay.
So you guys saw it earlier than I did. I watched it towards the beginning of 2025, but you guys saw it in 2024. But I loved this movie.
Isn't it great?
Yes, it was. It was such a great follow-up to Wallace and Gromit, because it's been so long since we've had anything Wallace and Gromit, and I love these characters.
Same.
And I was so nervous because I was not really a fan of the Chicken Run sequel that they did. It wasn't awful, but it was very forgettable and felt very Netflixy, and so that was disappointing. And it was just a rinse and repeat, except for this time they were going in the farm instead of going out of the farm. So that was disappointing. So I was nervous about this Wallace and Gromit. But yeah, it was much better than that Chicken Run, and genuinely very entertaining. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Great choice, John. Really a delightful movie.
Yes.
And worthy of the Wallace and Gromit name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. Very worthy.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next Aardman movie, because they've got another Shaun the Sheep movie coming this year. I'm very much looking forward to
Shaun
that.
the Sheep is such so much fun. I hope it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it looks fun. The trailers look very fun.
Is that this year coming out?
I believe it's Halloween this year.
Oh,
Toward the end of the year.
Outstanding.
I didn't realize that.
I
that
didn't
it was
either.
This year. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's a very exciting year this year for animation because, we have a bunch of original animation with Hoppers we already had. We've got Forgotten Island, which to me looks amazing.
That trailer
by the
looks so
Puss in
cool.
Boots: The
Yeah, that
Last Wish team.
trailer the film looks very intriguing. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And then we have Wildwood from Laika,
Yeah.
Yes.
which looks great.
If it finally comes out this year.
I
feel like I've been
know.
hearing that title
Fingers
for
crossed.
years.
but their movies are so hard to make, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I'm really excited for that. And then of course Hexed looks really good.
I'm excited for Hex too. Yeah.
Do
From
they have a
Disney.
trailer? I've only seen like one piece of concept art for it.
No, but just the concept sounds really good. So let's hope it's not like Wish. Let's just
Mm.
hope it's
Yeah,
because that concept sounded really
the
good.
anti-wish.
Yeah.
Wish the concept sounded good, but it was not good.
Lousy
Uh,
film.
but yeah, so that's exciting to have this cool year of animated films we know about, and of course there'll be ones we don't know about that will also be really good.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Well, my number one is Little Amelie, or the character of Rain, is my number one. This is such a sweet, lovely little movie. It's about a little girl that is growing up in Japan. I think her parents are from France, something like that. They're from Europe, and so she's not Japanese, but she has a nanny, basically a caretaker, that is gone, leaves, and she's very upset about it that she's gone, and she misses her nanny. And so it literally starts with her as a cell in her a whole entire life up until this point. She's 3, maybe something like that, and it just captures life and the experience and how important those people are that love us when we're little, and how much we love them. And the animation's absolutely beautiful, and it's one of those movies that I just can't imagine anyone disliking. Like, I'm sure there's got to be somebody out there, but it's so like so lovely, and I just can't imagine like actively disliking it.
Hmm.
But yeah, some people thought it was anime. It's not anime. It's from Europe. It's from France, I think. But very sweet, very nice story, and also you get into a little bit of why the nanny left. That some of those prejudices against the what helping the Western people, and how they were how the Japanese have been treated. And so there's some deeper things. It's not just a like little movie, but for the most part it reminded me of a lot of something like Totoro, just
Hmm.
very about this little girl, and her how much she misses her nanny. So highly recommend.
I'm so glad to hear this, Rachel. This is one that I've wanted to see that I just didn't get to see, and also prior to this recording. So my assumption was it would probably be in my top 5.
Yeah.
Just because it looks so good. And I think also I think Rach, I saw your initial review too. So anyway,
And it's available, it looks like, just to rent or purchase. It's not on any of the streamers yet, but yeah.
yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's at the top of my list to catch up on. That one I will definitely be watching before I make my final ranking episode, because I've heard so many good things.
It is the only animated film that made my top 10 this year
Oh,
of
okay.
total movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably what I saw, Rachel. Maybe from your top,
Yeah.
yeah, your top 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I've had more than one person recommend it to me, so it's definitely at the top of my must-watch to catch up on list.
I really love movies that capture a life. When you
Mm,
like, I mean, I also love Boyhood. Just movies like that you feel like you really lived with a character and lived and breathed with them. I think that's really special.
hmm.
My number one is Zootopia too.
Yeah.
I wondered.
Yeah. I just thought that was such a home run. Delightful, funny. It's everything that you'd want a sequel to be, like you've already said.
Yeah.
A fresh story, not just a rehash, but one that makes sense. More time with these characters, some interesting new characters.
Hmm.
A lot of heart. I really love the script of Zootopia 2. And honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why it, for me, is elevated a little higher than K-pop Demon Hunters, because K-pop Demon Hunters is so much fun. I mean, I'm not trying to rip on that really in any way. I just thought Zootopia was a better film. I thought it had better animation and a really great script. I still can't get over, there's that scene with Nick and Judy, and they just have kind of, where they basically are confessing their feelings for each other, which I just think is one of the all-time great scenes. I thought it was so unusual, and one of those scenes too. I think what Disney and Pixar, when they're on their A game, is that they can appeal both to adults and to kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And I thought that scene clearly kids might not necessarily get it, but they wouldn't dislike it. And I think any adult really could relate to that. And I mean I love the whole thing, but that particular scene really stands out to me.
Their
Hmm.
friendship is very, very endearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that has a lot to do with why the movie has done so well. The fact that it is something that both kids and adults will really like, even for completely different reasons, but it has that universal appeal.
Yeah.
So it makes it a lot easier for a parent to be like, yeah, we can go back and see that again.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. $2 billion.
It's
I know, it's
it's
crazy.
Whoa.
it's crazy. I was hoping it'd be a success, but I had no idea it was going to be that successful. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm just glad it dethroned the 2019 Lion King.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
I
Of
guess
course.
there was maybe something that went above it before that, but just knock it a little further down the list.
oh my
Agreed.
gosh. Wish that, yeah. Oh, that film. Oh, what a travesty.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I mean, Disney had to been grateful for the end of the year because Avatar and
Oh
Zootopia
yeah,
2 saved
Yeah,
them.
they had a rough year.
I mean,
yeah.
aside from, I guess Lilo and Stitch,
Lilo
Avatar,
and
and
Stitch, Avatar, and Zootopia 2, yeah.
yeah,
And then a lot of misfires.
a lot of misfires. Yes.
It'd be nice if a more original film could make that much money, but I guess you've got to fund the original films with something. So
Yeah. I mean, not Disney, but I mean that is a cool thing about K-pop.
yeah,
Demon Hunters it is
Exactly, that's
original, so that's
original.
exciting.
So fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
And like I said, this year it's going to be cool. I mean, we have all these original animated films coming out, so
yeah.
that's exciting. And of course, then we also have Toy Story 5 and
And another Minion. Isn't there a Minions movie?
yeah,
Yes.
Minions and Monsters, which they're genius. What a brilliant idea. I mean, that is going to sell like crazy.
I'm not even a huge Minions fan, but I'm probably going to go see that only because I went to see Hoppers with my cousin and her husband, and
Uh-huh.
I thought she was going to break my eardrums with how loud she laughed at the Minions trailer.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can't. That is such. Like Illumination. They don't make great films. Man, they are smart. It is
Uh-huh.
such a well-run company. What a great idea. Minions and monsters. Nothing's gonna. Ugh, I'm envious as a business person, like as a business grad. I have business envy. They're so smart. Oh my gosh. I mean, they're going to have this Super Mario Galaxy is going to crush it. It's going to make so much money.
It's gonna make so much money. I'm going later today with my
Me too. I'm going
with my
tonight with
niece
my cousin and her husband again.
I liked
her
it, but
5-year-old and 3-year-old kids are gonna, and they're gonna.
yeah,
I'm just going because I want to be with my little
yeah.
nieces and nephews, but they are gonna eat it up.
Oh yeah. It's not amazing by any means,
I,
but
I
I
wasn't
thought it was
expecting it to
cute
be.
and fun.
I'm expecting it to be
But
fun, but that's kind of
yeah,
what
yeah.
I expect with most Illumination movies.
But man, I just when they because they revealed the Minions and Monsters at the Super Bowl, and I just thought, oh my gosh, that is
I think I'd heard the
genius. That is
title.
such a good idea.
The title is looks like, yeah, that'll be fun. Like most of
Yeah.
the Minion movies, I'm never excited for them. Like I've seen them all, but I'm never super excited. This is the
Yeah.
first one where I saw the trailer and I was like, actually, that does look kind of fun. Like it's not fun enough that I would go see it by myself. But since I know my cousin is going to want to see it, I'm definitely going to be seeing it with her.
Yeah, the first one was terrible. The second one I actually liked better because there's a great scene with the Minions flying a plane. That I think the Minions now we're going on this tangent, but I think the Minions are best when they really mine that like silent movie
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
comedy.
I feel like the Minions are best in shorts, not full-length movies. But we'll see what the
Yeah.
Minions and
No, I
Monsters
agree.
does.
But anyway, that is such a great idea. I just
well, they're just printing money,
yeah,
Basically.
printing money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's very very smart. But anyway, I mean they're just such a well-run company that because they keep the budget so low and they know exactly when because the other thing about Super Mario Galaxy is that they have 2 months with nothing. There's not another family film coming out until May 22nd with Mandalorian and Grogu. So they have 2 months for this thing to just
Yeah, that's really
ride.
gonna.
That's so
If people
smart.
like it, they're gonna go back and they're gonna rake in the money.
Oh yeah. There's not another animated film coming out until Toy Story 5 in June.
Really?
Yeah. So
Yep.
they're gonna
Wow.
make money.
Yeah, it's incredible. But anyway, but yeah, last year it was an interesting year for animation, and it's always nice when the studios surprise you with stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Well, I was gonna ask too, because I'm using this to build up to me making a final ranking. Are there any other animated movies that maybe didn't quite make your top five that you think I should definitely check out before I finalize my list?
ooh, yeah. Well, I think Scarlet, that's worth checking out.
I
There's
have seen
five.
that one. That one
Oh,
is,
you okay? You got
well,
it.
actually, I saw that one this year, so it's
Oh,
probably
okay.
going to be on my next year's list.
Mamoru Hosada, he's
Yeah,
doing his Lion King, basically, his
yeah.
Hamlet. Chainsaw Man, Reza, that the animation alone is so incredible.
I've never
And
seen
it's
the series.
yeah, yeah, it helps if you've seen the series, but and the series isn't that long. So if
Really?
like it's only I think it's just one season, but they're short. Like
Oh,
it's an
okay.
easy watch. So unlike some like One Piece or something, some of these ones the series are
Hmm.
insane. Bad Guys 2, In Your Dreams, Demon Slayer. That one you do have to have seen the series a little bit more, I think, to get it.
Hmm.
I like Dogman. I thought that was weird and strange and entertaining.
No, I was glad to hear that you liked Dogman because for me, I was just like, I mean, I know I'm not familiar with the source material other than I know my little great nephew loves the books.
Yeah, it's
My
So,
not.
nephew loves Dogman.
I don't know if you'll like it, Stanford. It's just very weird, and so sometimes I just kind of like things that are like, "What? That was strange."
yeah.
Um, the story, I'm just like, okay. Uh, I liked the new SpongeBob movie more than most. It seems like I thought it was a cute story of SpongeBob trying to get his courage up to ride this roller coaster, and so he goes to try to get this courage certification that Mr. Krabs has and
How many?
and
I was thinking there was a Plankton. Wasn't
yes, there was a
Plankton was?
Plankton movie, and that was decent.
How many SpongeBob movies are they releasing a year? I was just thinking about
Yeah,
Plankton to try and catch.
yeah, the Plankton the movie, that was just straight streaming. But the SpongeBob,
Oh,
Search
that's
for
right.
SquarePants.
Search,
Okay,
yeah.
I forgot about that one.
It's not like amazing, but I thought it was cute. I thought it was
Yeah.
cute, and it was neat. I got to interview Tom Kenny and Bill Fagerbaki, who are
Oh,
the
nice.
voice of SpongeBob and
Yeah.
Patrick.
And Patrick, yeah.
So that was super cool, and they were awesome, and it was cool to see they still love it
Hmm.
after 300 episodes. You think, oh, are they going to be kind of jaded or kind of whatever? And no, they love it,
They're still
and
having fun.
yeah, that made me happy. So it's a cute. Mark Hamill plays the villain, and so that's fun. A big disappointment for me this year it was A Magnificent Life by master animator Sylvain Chomet. I was really looking forward to this. It's about Marcel Pagnol, who's was an incredible author, filmmaker, poet, everything. I thought that's going to be amazing. Like Sylvain Chomet, telling Marcel, that sounds so good. But the problem was he made it too much about business, about like the business of making deals and getting the films made and
Mm.
working with this. It was boring. So that was disappointing. There's Neja too, which I think you should definitely see, Jonathan. I would recommend seeing the first Neja, but just, I mean, this is the most profitable animated film ever. It's over in China profitable. I actually think Zootopia has beaten it, but still, I think it's worth seeing just to understand another culture. And
I keep hearing about those two movies, and they've been on
yeah,
my maybe catch up on list, but I probably should try and.
it's on HBO Max, so if you have that, then you can
Okay.
watch it on there. So I recommend. I think it's good to see other cultures. There was a movie called Arca, which you might like, Jonathan. I feel like it kind of has your sci-fi
Okay. I've heard of that one,
sensibilities.
but I don't really know much
Yeah,
about it.
I've heard of it too, but same. I was one of the, I've been curious. I wanted to see. I haven't seen it yet.
It was a little boring, but you know how I am with sci-fi. I
Well, I do love sci-fi,
I see.
so.
That's why I think you might
Yeah.
like it. It's about this boy who lives in this sci-fi, this futuristic world. And in this world, once you get to be, I think, 12, you get to take this leap, which when you take the leap, it allows you to time travel. So anyway, he is anxious and he takes the leap too early. And that sends him way back. So now he's with this girl in this past world where he's trying to figure out how to get back home with this girl. It has robots and it was just a little boring, but it's very pretty and so worth seeing, I would say.
Yeah, I'll definitely need to check that out.
So that is probably all the ones worth mentioning. There were some other disappointments like the Twits. I was really looking forward to that.
Oh,
I thought the
yeah.
animation looked super cool and chance to be, I thought it might be like a Paranorman. No, that
I
was
really liked the
not.
Twits book when I was a kid.
Yeah, disappointing. And then Fixed, I mean, I'm always going to look forward to anything Gendy does because I love him as an animator, but this thing was terrible. It's
Yeah,
like they had
Fixed looked
one joke.
terrible.
It was
Yeah.
absolutely terrible. They had one joke, and there's even like a really, really bizarre like sexual assault joke that I was just like, what? It's an adult comedy. I'm fine with that. I liked many an adult animated comedy, but it was very bad. I hated it.
I don't think I've heard any good reviews for that movie.
Yeah, it was terrible. Oh, and but another good one is the that was the actually surprisingly good is the Predator Killer of Killers. Did you talk about that,
Oh
Stanford?
yeah, you know what? That probably would have been my number five. I thought
Yeah.
that
Okay.
I forgot about that one. That was really
Oh, it
cool.
was good. The
It,
animation great, good story.
I've never seen any Predator movie, but I'm planning to start a series with my friend Sam. She has been trying to get me to watch the first Predator for years. So we're going to do an episode on the first Predator, and then I'm going to catch up on the other ones, and then we'll do like a ranking all the
Yeah.
Predator movies. So I will see that one.
I had never seen any of them either, and I actually started with the Badlands, which is a very strange movie to start on because it's like subverting it's
the
telling from the
whole
predator's
Predator,
perspective.
yeah.
So that's like really weird to start on that one, the subversion one. But that is true. That's what happened. And then I watched the first one, and then I've watched this Killer Killers. So those are the only three that I've seen. But Killer Killers was really good and
Believe it or not.
worth watching.
Yeah, I'm thank you. I'm so glad you brought that up, Rachel, because that one is super cool. And I can't believe, it's very kind of unlike me, but I've seen all the Predator movies and I quite like them. So kind of anti against type. But
Yeah.
but that animated one, really interesting. There are three separate stories, John, that are in it that are all, related, but it's cool. And
Yeah.
I thought the animation was good. It's on Hulu, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely try and catch up before then because I need to start on the Predator series pretty soon.
There you go. I think that's everything. There was an absolutely terrible animated film called Sneaks last year, which I would recommend avoiding. And then the latest Smurfs movie was really
I
bad.
actually did see that one.
It looks so
That
bad.
one was part of when I was in Dubuque last year. Nikki and I went to a drive-in theater, and that was part of the double feature. So I've seen it. It was not good, but
Oof.
we saw Superman after that, and that was worth sitting
Yeah,
through for
Superman.
Superman.
That's the
So
biggest gift Superman could have gotten.
Oh my stars.
Although I feel like that's not a very good movie to watch in the drive-in because the sound is is tricky
the sound
in
was
the drive-in.
terrible at the drive-in. It was terrible, but I didn't care. I loved Superman. I
That's
saw
fun.
Superman 3 times, and the
Yeah.
first time was in an actual theater, so it was fun.
The
It was
last
just a fun
time,
experience.
of course, during the pandemic, I went to drive-in a bunch of times. Last time I think I went was I actually saw Jaws at the
Hmm.
drive-in, and that was pretty
Fun.
fun. That was a fun movie for the drive-in.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
that was pretty good. But I also really don't like these Disney Plus Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, I don't
I
care for those
really
at
don't like.
all.
I hate the animation. I don't like the stories. It's just not for me.
Yeah, ditto.
I've never seen any of those.
Yeah, no need.
Yeah, plastic people. I just don't like it at all.
Isn't it the
Um,
same author as the Dog Man? Isn't it the same
yeah,
guy
same
doing those?
author, but I like the weirdness of Dog Man much better than this. I liked the Captain Underpants, but and that also has a little bit of kind of weirdness, weird world. But like this is supposed to be like real people, I think. I mean, there's no fantasy elements like you could in those other
Mhm.
two. I just really think it looks very AI to me. I know people say that all the time, but I just really dislike the animation. I really dislike the stories. I'm just not a fan. If you're really digging deep, it's not amazing, but I thought it was interesting. It was cool. Is Night of the Zoopocalypse. This
Oh, yeah,
is
I've heard of that one.
yeah, it's a nice like I think it would be a good movie if you want to introduce your kids to a lot of those horror tropes in a safe kind of, not too traumatizing. I think for like even younger kids, Stitchhead would be able to do that for little kids. Stitchhead is similar to like Vampirina on Disney Channel or something like that
Hmm.
in its tone and feel and everything, but Night of the Apocalypse, I really loved I thought the animation was bright, colorful, fun, and I thought it was a nice homage to like Universal monster movies and zombie movies and things like that.
Hmm.
So I would say that one's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's everything. It was a weird year for animation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's fine. It makes you appreciate the good ones even more.
yeah.
Well, thanks for joining me for this. It has helped me add a few things to my list that I will need to catch
Okay.
up on.
You have to let us know.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm sure we'll be back for more in the future, but until the next time, do you guys want to let us know where we can find you online if we'd like more from you? I know, Rachel, last time you talked about you were doing a radio show, but you have a new show now. You want to tell us
Yes.
about the new show?
Yes. So every Friday morning, we're live streaming it's called Friday Flicks. And then I post it on both of my podcasts, Rachel's Reviews and at Hallmarkies Podcast on Fridays, where we're covering all of the week's new releases, the weekend's new releases, with a bunch of my friends, have rotating guests. And I'm super proud of it. I'm very happy with how it's turned out, the response that we've gotten so far. I've gotten to the rhythm of for my channel for Rachel's Reviews of doing I usually on Tuesday podcast and then on Friday Friday Flicks. So basically like
Mm-hmm.
2 episodes a week for Rachel's Reviews. This last week I did 3 because I had the interviews with Tom Kinney and Bill Fagerbucky. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. And then over on Hallmarkies Podcast, we post more frequently over there, covering all things rom-com holiday and Hallmark, including the show recaps, like One Calls the Heart, and those shows, and anything that's kind of fun and rom-commy and cute. And then we cover.
Mm-hmm.
My friends and I. So that's a lot of fun. So that's where you can find me, Rachel's Reviews, and Hallmarkies Podcast all over the place.
Okay, and what about you, Stanford?
I'm the host of the Movies Past and Present podcast. You can find it wherever you listen to podcasts, also at moviespastandpresent.com. And you can find me on Instagram. My handle is at Stanford Clark.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again in the future for another episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to iHeart Animation. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe and follow my co-hosts as well. All of our links will be in the description below. If you'd like more podcasts like this one, all of our shows are available on YouTube as well as most podcast platforms. If you'd like to support this show, check out Johncast Media on Patreon for everything here, plus bonus and extended episodes you won't find anywhere else. We'll be back soon with another brand new episode, so thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.